Hey everybody, and welcome back to Crypt Monkey Paints. I paint things. I am fiddling around with a few things while we are getting started for tonight. I will be going back to painting Thane. I remembered his name, yay.
Thane Hulgrof the Drowned.
I'm gonna go with Thane, because Thane's good. I like Thane. And the Beard Man Cam is back tonight, feeling top of his game because he got lots and lots of sleep last night.
I got some.
But we are going to be world building while I fiddle fart around with painting. Tonight we're going to be talking about class feature, adventuring stuff, which is super exciting, and probably jumping the gun a little bit, but I don't care because it's fun and it's awesome. I love it. But we are going to get started with painting and fiddle farting around while we wait for everyone to hop on and start world building with us. So, I am currently playing with a spell effect from Dragon Trapper's Lodge. I printed this out probably 2 weeks ago now. And from their Eldridge Lodge collection, and they had I lost count of how many spell effects. It was more than 5, but it's like super awesome and I love it, and it's shield spell but like I've been dying to paint these, so I'm fiddle farting around and painting these. Like here's a extra weapon cast thing, axe, and I have a spear. There's another one that is like a smoky sort of thing. These were the 3 that I got. That one got me really bad, creep show. Apparently that one got Tyler too. But this shield spell is actually large enough to fit your character model inside the shields.
It's pretty neat.
You don't really need to do that, especially once I put him on a base. That's not gonna fit anymore, but it's cool.
It is neat. So,
anyway, I have been wanting to paint these for a while, and I'm going to. They've literally just been sitting on my desk, and I've been dying. I just keep staring at them. I will paint you. I will paint you. I will probably only paint this one tonight, and I'll get back over to Thane. Nope, can't remember it. It's the Drowned. I remember that part, but it's the middle one.
Hulgrof.
Thane Hulgrof, the Drowned.
That's it.
And it's immediately gone. So. But.
Yeah, I keep saying I'm jumping the gun on working on classes and stuff, but the truth is we're gonna write about those guys too. We have 2 stories actually planned that are surrounding adventuring type class type characters. So It's not really jumping the gun. It feels like it is, but I feel childish about it. But that's probably because I'm enjoying it too much.
Yeah, I think it's fun to jump around and do the different things that we want to work on, because it makes the things that we need to work on, that support the things that we want to work on, a lot more fun.
I think this is also the second time I think it's the second time. I can't remember what the other time was, but I'm pretty sure we've done this before, where we come back to content that we started crowdforging, and now we're going to crowdforge on those items that other people talked about before.
Yeah, we've done that a couple of times. I can't remember exactly what before, but
I mean, I know we keep refining, but most of the time it's been pretty general. Like,
yeah,
now we're going to focus on a certain areas, fauna, or that sort of thing.
Well, yeah, but I mean, to that point, like what I was working on for Patreon, last night or the night, it was the night before, I think. I don't know. My week is just like all one day at this point.
It was night before last.
Yeah. But that was, that's a great example of something that was crowd forged, and we're really kind of hammering out the details.
Right.
So
yeah, it's pretty fun.
it was honestly, it was a lot of fun to sit down and draw that, and I was done drawing before I realized I was done drawing. It seemed like, and I know I looked at the clock, so I know I was there for at least an hour, but it seemed like I was there for about 5 minutes, and then all of a sudden it was done. So that was pretty freaking fun.
Yeah, it's looking good too. That's the
well, I guess I shouldn't say it's not done because
you're talking about Plain Star, right?
yes.
Yeah.
The drawing is done, but what is actually going to be released is still. I don't want to say what I'm doing because I want it to be a surprise.
Sure.
But,
well, yeah, I mean, in a sense, the image needs a little more work, is what you're saying. And then we got to go through another draft on Plain Star's description. So this is the first time we're releasing an image and the development description along with it at the same time.
Yeah, because normally it takes me a lot longer to get an image done than it does for anything else.
Oki Ninja 888. So I missed just a tad. Is that like a magic shield you are painting?
Yes. So this is a sculpt from Dragon Trapper's Lodge, and I'll give you a better view of it here in a second.
And thank you for chatting with us.
So basically what it is it's, you can see the kind of, I shouldn't have put my brush down. You can see the spell effect is kind of coming out from the center and casting the shield up. So I'm just giving myself kind of a black to work up from.
Who did these?
This is Dragon Trapper's Lodge. Yeah, it was for their Eldritch Lodge collection. So they have a couple of different spell effects. I think there's like, oh,
hello, Sawdust.
Hi, Sawdust.
Not
there's
me.
A couple of different ones.
Ignore the man on the screen.
I think there's like 5 or 6 different ones. There may be a few more than that, but I'm not positive right now. But this one is my favorite by far because not only is it, a shield, which is awesome, and I usually need extra shield, but I can actually fit my character model. Not if I put it on a base, but I can actually fit my character model inside the shield. So my Dragonborn is all kinds of shielded up. So it's pretty cool. I like it a lot. It's a fun model.
A lot.
I like it a lot.
I just realized I didn't get one of the. I could get one of the screens just in case.
Oh no!
I know.
How dare you?
No, Daddy, no.
A little bit of ghost there. Ghosts, not ghost.
Hey, that part worked. No, I just realized if I wanted to share something, I didn't have that scene ready.
Which you should always have that scene ready.
Should I? Should I?
Yes.
I should stop sharing things.
Because we're supposed to promote ourselves too,
Yeah. It's easier with that scene. I get it.
So, anyway, yeah, I had a lot of fun drawing the Plain Star, but I have...
I don't have the notes sitting in front of me. I believe that one was the brainchild. It was a Shine Bright, I think.
I know it was a combination of people feeding off of each other, so I don't know who originally started it, but I want to say that Bali Tempest, I think, was involved as well.
Oh, maybe it was. I'm gonna snoop on my old notes and so that we give credit where
credit is due. But no, I mean, I love shield spell. I love spell effects as a miniature because I don't see a lot of them. So I was pleasantly surprised to get this one.
Oki Ninja says, "That's awesome. I needed that at my last session."
Yeah, I get that feeling. I do. I do. Um, and honestly, we had to run over to the store today to pick up some supplies for basically we're rearranging, trying to get a few things to fit better in the house because we're slowly outgrowing our house.
Yep.
But basically we went to the store, and about halfway through the store I was thinking about this model, going, I could use a shield spell just walking around here. And then we ran into this lady who I was pretty sure I could take her.
You can take her.
I was pretty sure I could take her. I don't know. She looked like she could kick my ass. But she had the freaking cutest dog. It was a French bulldog, and oh my God, he was so well behaved, which she was which makes sense a lot because she's training him to be a service dog. And I think that is your smell.
That was my phone.
That's your
I'm sorry. I will turn it down.
So, like, we're walking down the aisle and we see her, and Ty points out the dog to me, and I look at the dog and I look at her, and I have this 2-year-old expression on my face, and she just looks at me. She's like, "Would you like to pet the dog?" I'm like, "Yes, please." Oh, he was the cutest thing. Oh my God, he was so freaking adorable. I loved him so much. I'm pretty sure I could have kicked her ass, and we could have brought the Frenchie home. I don't think I could have taken her, to be honest. Let's see. I'm trying to decide what color the shield is gonna be. I'm thinking I'm gonna go. Okay, you guys help me decide. So we've got red, purple, blue, or azure blue, or gunmetal gray, or bronze. So, need to pick.
Whilst they are looking at that, I did look up the notes and I was wrong. It was Bali Tempest that first came up with Plain Star.
Well, and I was pretty sure it was because I had taken, when I was reading your notes, I had taken my own notes because Bali had talked about colors that he, needed to be bright white. So I remembered seeing his name tied to that tag.
Mm-hmm.
So
why are you looking at my notes? Those are my notes. Don't look at my notes. They're my notes.
there are notes.
They're ours.
Do you want me to draw something? Then there are notes.
I'll share.
Anywho.
Oki Ninja says, I feel that whenever I see dogs, I just fall over backwards for them. I was attacked by 9 puppies the other day and was in heaven.
Oh, I am so jealous right now.
I'm not, because that's one of those situations where it's like, oh, can't we just take a few of them home? No.
I actually, I needed the good cuddles today because our dog, I love him to death, but he is a dog that has hair, not fur. So it's always growing. So he gets really, really fluffy, and hence his name, Fluffy Butt. His nickname, his name is Sir. But we call him Fluffy Butt for a good reason. And he is a holy terror when it comes to grooming. And we have managed to find a groomer that is probably the most patient person on God's green earth. And I love her to death. But she has had some family issues and has had to delay him being groomed, which meant, and she was like, I understand if you need to find a new groomer. I'm like, no. I found you, and I'm keeping you.
He's a pain, and she's probably hoping we go elsewhere.
No, she really is really great with him. And I told her, I said, I'm happy to wait for you to come back. It just means he's going to get horrible haircuts from me in the meantime. So I spent about an hour outside trimming him today, and right at the end of it, the wind caught his fur or his hair and blew it straight in my face. And I'm like, yeah, having puppy loves would have been way better than what happened to me today. That is for sure. It was not so much fun at all. He's worth it though, and it's honestly it's just too hot for him with all that hair. He really is very thick. By my red. Looking to see if we have any votes on the shield color yet.
You named off like 20 different paints. Nobody remembers what they were.
I honestly I thought I still had them in screen. I had them on the wrong side.
So Dawn is hoping folks will chime in on what color that we're going to do the shield pieces, you said?
Yeah, the shields themselves. Like, I'm going to leave the inside here kind of this black.
Hello, Ghosty.
Hi, Ghosty. But I want to do the outer edge of the shield. I want to do in a color. But I don't know what color.
All right, I will try to watch for people's opinions to...
I'm just kind of brightening up my bricks down here at the bottom. Like I said, I'm just really kind of farting around with painting something to, just a nice little quick paint job, just something fun to play with real quick, I don't really get to do that a whole lot. Paint a lot less than I thought.
So, Soda says, do you still have Evil Chrome?
I do. Evil Chrome is right here.
Soda's votes for the Chrome. So we got 2 more pieces of subscriber content that are roughed out, both for Dawn's part and mine, actually. First one we mentioned earlier this month, we're releasing an adventuring class description for Stormkeeper, which is we're all really excited about around here and probably overdeveloping, but having fun. And then we were just talking about the Plane Star for some Flora. That's going to be released very soon too. It's roughed out, and the first time we're going to do, Dawn's got an image to go along with what that Plane Star flower looks like, and we have a development description. Usually when you do an image, I just do like a paragraph or something.
Yeah.
And we work on the other kind of development later. But this time we did both. So those 2 things should be in the next 2 days. We should get our final drafts for subscribers.
So I've got 2 suggestions at the moment. And so Evil Chrome and the dark blue, and then I just realized, like, I have 3 shields. I'm going to do 3 colors.
Oh.
So we're going to do the chrome, we're going to do the dark blue, and I don't know. I'm going back and forth between gunmetal gray and red at the moment. But like I said, I just wanted to do a really quick little fun paint job.
Oki Ninja says, you know what evil stands for, right, Sawdust? I'm waiting for this one.
I spell evil Tyler.
That's not right. Most people know me by TY.
Fair enough.
Oki Ninja says, yeah, I'm enjoying my watch, about to sit down and try some more painting. Groovy. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely you should. It was fun chatting with you last night, too, by the way. I just, once I start grabbing parts off of the printers, I start getting resin on my hands, and I can't touch anything else, so I had to kind of stop chatting. And then it got really late, and I crashed.
Lotus Dragon says, live. Evil backwards. So, 4 subscribers that are on right now. Hopefully you guys like the new updating things. We updated
Well, it's because it's new.
The design. Well, hopefully I won't update these things for a while at least now. But we updated the booklet, the newsletter layout design. So and I'm basing the just kind of move that over and did a little bit of changes to that same one as how you'll be getting content items from now on as well. Hopefully you dug it. It took longer than it probably should have, but crowd forging side of crowd forging for the plane. And since we do have at least a few new, oh wait, so we got Golden Ghosty says, I've got my first medium scale diorama in the works for my little solo world building project.
That's awesome.
I'll post some updates after the stream. I believe the world building project you're talking about is the one that I read story from. It was really good. Very impressive. Okay. Oki Ninja says
My phone's right here, so I can read most of it.
Every villain is lemons. I dig it. To Dawn, Oki Ninja, thank you. I enjoyed it, and I understand I passed out shortly after. Sorry, I had to do it. So for those of you that are new to our crowd forging streams, we are working on a super massive world that right now we just call the plane. The plane is just a portion of this giant world. They only are on the one continent, which is Mira Delal, and the plane, they just simply call it the plane. To walk from from the western edge to the eastern edge, it'll take you 20 years to walk. And part of that is because you have to walk it. You don't have flying and things like that. Really useful flying because there's dangerous things in the air, so they have to walk in things called land ships, which are big metal boxes they live in to protect them from the big baddies outside. But they do it because they walk 10 years into about the middle of the plane on a place they simply call the plateau, where the only place they know that the Agdal plant grows. Agdal produces these berries, which in turn they can use to produce a narcotic, which is somewhat used in medicine. Mostly it's just a narcotic that's illegal. And it's one of the most valuable commodities on the planet. So super massive, huge world. And what we are going to talk about tonight is, I guess I'm skipping some stuff. So the first, for those of you that may not know, we put out our first newsletter on cryptmonkey.net. And that's how we'll release that. So that was May's newsletter for subscribers, and 2 months later, you'll get that. And in coming days, we're going to release some more developed content on cryptmonkey.net for everybody. And the other thing that we're talking about right now is that we want to start another CrowdForger. Thank you. We're going to start releasing some CrowdForger content pretty soon, and we're going to get that out there to you, similar to the way that we do Patreon subscribers. So, in Discord, probably we'll put out this is the location, this is the password for you, and you'll get to see that before we put it out on cryptmonkey.net.
Golden said, yes, that's the one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. That story was a lot of fun. Sorry. So what we're working on tonight is, we haven't done this very many times if we've done it before. I'm pretty sure we've done it before, but I cannot say we worked on this, which was furthering work that we did on crowdforging before, and that's what we're going to do tonight. We previously crowdforged adventuring classes because the first thing that we're going to use the plane for, or Cathar, which is the planet, is short stories. But then shortly thereafter, we hope to release content for an as of yet undetermined role-playing system that we're going to skin with the plane. So
it sounds really bad. And I know we keep
too physical,
it does. It's like, we're gonna take this role playing system and we're just gonna skin it. We're gonna wear its skin. Sorry. Don't start it. You know I hate it. I love that movie, but God, I hate that noise. Sorry. Complete distraction.
What about fava beans? How do you feel about fava beans? All right. So tonight, what we're going to be discussing with Crowd Forgers is features, which would be like skills and abilities, things like that, that we'll add to some adventuring classes. And tonight we're only going to talk about 4 of those adventuring classes, but these are all, I think. Let me look at my notes, make sure I'm not lying. All but 1. So three of these 4 were purely crowd forged.
I said my hairbrush, but what I meant was my paintbrush needed a haircut. It's that same one. I like the shape of this brush, but it had that stupid little spare bristle that was coming out. It was driving me insane yesterday. But honestly, the tip of this brush is perfect for what I'm doing. Anyway, sorry.
So, no, you're fine. So the 4 classes that we're going to work on are the Mystical Tailor. That was crowd forged. Oh, was it?
Yes.
See, I've got my other notes here. I don't know why I don't refine. I'm going to look at this. No, Shine Bright initially came up with that.
Oh, that's.
But Sunburen was involved in
yes.
enriching the Mystical Tailor. Next, we have the Handler. This one has not been crowd forged at all yet, but I think it's going to be fun. Actually, I'll describe these a little bit. So the Mystical Tailor, the idea is that you're creating your gear and even using your gear to do, we'll say magical, but as we've talked about before, it's not really magic. It's ways of using the science of this world to perform your battle tasks. Let's see, like
Silence of the Lambs. Go ahead.
Oh, was that I see.
Took me a minute because I kept just going to Hannibal. And I'm like, no, that's not right. That's not right.
It's part of the series, Hannibal.
It's part of the series, but that was not what the question was.
So Mystical Tailor is going to use things like the magic mineral that we've also crowd forged to imbue it into clothing and things like that to produce additional effects. And maybe it'll be, in game terms, it may end up being something like health. It could be pluses to specific skills or something like that. So they're seeming like they're going to be a pretty neat support class. Though I'm sure we'll have some cool instant things they do well. But that's what we'll talk about tonight, is what can we add to this class that'll make it more interesting. The Handler.
A mustache.
A mustache?
A magical mustache.
No, it's fine. We don't have to talk.
I'm sorry. No, okay.
So the Handler is an adventuring class that it's a petting class. So they create psychic bonds with creatures. A lot of these creatures are ones that people would be afraid of, right? And basically psychically they can issue commands and things like that. So their battle tactics are going to be involving creatures. We'll be talking about the Marksman, which was something that Ghosty came up with. And obviously they'll have some cool science magic. We have to name that rifle rounds and stuff like that improve their abilities and damage and stuff like that. And then finally, Regina came up with the Treasure Hunter. So we'll be talking about our little super special Kethar version of Indiana Jones.
Yes.
But yeah, so they're experts at hunting up and finding treasure, and so I kind of imagine them almost as like I don't know. We'll see what other people feel like. For me right now, the Treasure Hunter seems like our bardic version of a a class on Cathar, that they're going to be sort of a jack of all trades, maybe. Like they do pretty good at lots of different things. So we'll see.
That's funny that you say jack of all trades, because that's always the school or that's like always the first thing I look forward to.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not used to you playing a bard or knowing what bard skills are.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't usually play. It's because I bounce around so much when I play. I'm like, oh, I already played one of these. Let me play something else, and I'll play something I haven't played before. And Bard, I don't think I've played. Well, let's just say a long time. But anyway, so that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. As Dawn mentioned, we probably should promote a little bit too for anybody that would be interested in getting involved more than just in crowd forging. We have Patreon over here. We have a Ko-fi too. I'm about to drop it because I don't think anybody is interested in the Ko-fi side, but if nobody joins soon, that's probably what I'm going to do. We'll just have the Patreon. If you're interested, it's patreon.com/cryptmonkey, where you can choose whatever level might make sense for you. Even our lowest level, instead of doing, hey, thanks for giving us $3, you get the newsletter with that one too. And I think
which is actually pretty in depth.
It's pretty packed. Yeah. I mean, we have a campfire story in there, which we use a lot. And
get newspaper
the newspaper
excerpt
from the Longshore Courier. So yeah, it's kind of fun. But anyway, we've got that over there for anybody that's interested. Ruby.
And if you're curious about it, you can go on to the .net site, the cryptmonkey.net, and check out the newsletter from May.
May. Yep. And May is actually when we originally did these, because I'm just adding these notes to our adventuring class notes. Why not? Why make another document? But yeah, I always thought that was kind of interesting that these classes started then too.
I did not realize that. But then again, I'm not really great with time.
Excuse me.
No. Sorry.
So I don't remember Beardman's name. I'm sorry. What's your favorite class? That's from Oki Ninja. Well, my name is Ty. It's not what Dawn usually calls me.
No, I usually call him Jackass.
So I'm Ty. What's my favorite class? Huh. Boy, that's a
rough one.
Because I'm not just spinning here. I tend to skip around a lot. I think the one I played the most going way back was my Enchanter.
Yeah,
and I'm talking about like No, I'm not even talking about that. Tabletop. My it was before I even knew you. Eldon, he was a gnome enchanter in advanced D&D. We call it 2.0 now, but yeah, it was AD&D way back in the day. Since then, I've played lots of stuff. I just kind of hop around a lot. I liked a ranger I played in Pathfinder for. He was fun, but he was my problem, my curse is that I roll bad,
no matter what's that
for the players. So whether I'm rolling high or rolling low depends on which side of the Dungeon Master screen I'm sitting on.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at Sawdust.
Yeah, I see the AT-AT class. That's right. Golden Ghosty says the Patreon is awesome, guys. Lots of cool stuff. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. You have to say that. You were our first patron. No, I appreciate that. It's on his mind right now, even Sawdust says. Yeah, I'm always thinking about AT-ATs. If I could drive one to the grocery store, I'd always have good parking spots. I'll put it that way. Favorite class. Hey, Mr. Wacky Stuff. Haven't heard from you for a while. Hello, did you know a Pope? Maybe I should read this ahead of time. Would it turn out to be impressive quick? You just copy and paste that when you come in here, don't you? Yeah, so we were educated on this before, Mr. Wacky Stuff. Hello, did you know Pope Julius II once bought the beard of St. Peter?
Nope.
as it would be a holy relic, but it turned out to be a prostitute's pubic wig. Rock fan, I am here. I'm late, but I have an excuse. All right, as long as you have an excuse, Rock fan, it's okay. Greetings, everyone. Okay, so we've talked about the classes. We've talked about what's coming out soon. We talked about what we're working on.
But you didn't say your favorite class yet.
Because I don't know.
I know. I'm literally waiting because I'm like, I can't pick one either. I really can't pick one.
I think Ranger, but I haven't played Ranger in 5e. I played 3.5. The Pathfinder, I played Ranger for a long time, and it was fun. It just sucks when, oh, great, you can throw out, 6 arrows and they all miss,
Yeah.
Because I was a player, so I was rolling low. Mr. Rex says, no, I type it out by hand. Well, kudos for the effort. Dig it. Okay, so we talked about what we're talking about. I gave the primer for the world. If you put your input in, just remember that we will, if we like the stuff, we're going to develop it and actually make it something. So keep in mind, we're actually going to use it in the world. So only share if you want to share.
But feel free to hang out regardless.
Talked about we're going to put out CrowdForger stuff soon. I know I put notes. I should probably check my notes. Man, I don't think I swear I'm forgetting something for CrowdForger stuff. Patrons that got on late, we do have 2 pieces of content coming out in the next couple of days. I'm not sure how early or late I mentioned that, but in the next couple of days we should have Adventuring Class Stormkeeper and Flora Planestar development content out there for you. Rockfan says Thor Love and Thunder. Ranger is awesome with the new Drake Warden class. Yeah, I haven't played that at all in the new stuff. It was a fun kind of crunchy in 3.5. Let me pop back over painting real quick. What we got going on, Dawn?
Well, I've got my 3 different colored shields. I've took my Nightshade Black, which is also a metallic, and I painted the wispies coming up to the shields so that they're kind of shiny. And then I'm going inside the shield where I painted black, and I'm just kind of giving a few almost dry brushing of the Nightshade Black just to kind of give a little shimmer inside there too. And then it's going to be time to pick some grass, because I always like putting grass on my bases. And then this is going to be done. Just that quick.
That's groovy. You haven't even touched the other one yet, right?
No, I mean, I just kind of left it sitting over there because I wanted to play around with something real quick, because it's most of the time now I'm not really painting things that I've picked up because I felt like painting. I have a commission I need to finish, or now, I mean, granted, when I do the Alter the Stream, I'm literally going, I want to paint that, I want to paint that, I want to paint that, I want to paint that. So I'm picking things that I want to paint, but it's always the bigger stuff that's going to take a little while. It's never something that's just a little fiddle fart, grab it, finish it in 15-20 minutes. And I just wanted to do that because I wanted to show it is possible to pick up something and have it done pretty quick.
Oki Ninja agrees with me on the rolling. Says it's a horrible curse. I roll rocks against my players, but as a player, it's 50-50. I think that's better than me, though. I mean, I haven't stopped hearing from Cora critting on them with my little spider.
You damn near killed them.
But then, like I said, as a player, I'm a ranger and I'm slinging, 6 arrows or something like that at the time, and miss. 1 hit, 2 points. Whatever.
Now, that being said, having Max on our team, it doesn't matter what you do because Max is blowing everything out of the water. Basically, Max is like, okay, it's my turn. I'm like, going, and I'm gonna loot that first, and then that first, and then you killed everything. Yeah, I figured that. On my turn, I'm gonna loot this, and then this. I've already figured that out. I know what I'm looting first. Because
Yeah,
Max is a
they're
badass.
pretty badass. That's Matt's universe for those of you that have seen him in chat here before. Soda says a new and possibly rare job, and anti-Adgar fanatic, somebody who may have lost someone to the drug. Oh, we got a miscellaneous, and gave up everything just to come out on the plane to burn as much of it down as possible. Oh, there's a story there.
See, look at Sawdust being so big brotherly and bringing us back. And I don't mean big brother as in like big government. He's literally my big brother. So I mean it in he's my big brother, and he's taking care of us and bringing us back to what we're supposed to be doing. Okay, I think
Yeah, I'm gonna put that in the other document with careers.
new grasses came in. I'm so excited. So I got Army Painter Grass Tough Roofs. So this is Highland. This is Deadland, which is one of my absolute favorites. I've had this one a million times, and I always run out of it first because it is definitely my favorite colors. And then I also splurged, and I got Meadow Flowers.
What else? Thank you for the 20 bits.
Thank you, Sawdust. Let me take these out real quick so you can actually see.
Variegated bit.
They are... Oh, it's not. Here, let me get this out. So, you can see it has like little tiny dots of yellow at the top of the grass. So it's little flowers. That's pretty cool. I don't use flowers a lot, but it's nice to have them occasionally. You can also make flowers pretty... My flowers died pretty easily. But I'm going to use, I think, this one for tonight. And I am missing my little thing with my tweezers in it.
I don't know what you mean.
I have a little... Oh, I know where it is because I was painting. So I'm going to step away because I need my tweezers.
Sunburen says sparkly. Hello, Sunburen.
Oh.
All right, so I put it in the other notes, which I can't really show on the screen right now, but I put in with the career stuff. And anti-Agdolf fanatic. It makes sense. I've never really thought about it. What I have thought about is that there would definitely be
Love this.
prohibition groups and stuff like that. Like remember before Prohibition or during Prohibition, even that the Women's League was very against drinking, and I'm sure that there's going to be groups that are against this.
My tweezers are stuck at the bottom of my tray here. So it's always nice to have a couple of different sets of tweezers. These are basically useless. So fat, I can't pinch anything with them.
Ghosty says, I finally caved in and bought a static grass applicator, and it's amazing.
Oh, is that the I think I know what you're talking about. Rock Fan, we're actually just discussing classes.
Yeah, so
like what we would be playing.
We're talking about 4 specific. We're going to try to keep it to 4, although if people want to bounce around to different classes, that's fine.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to talk about features, which would be skills and abilities kind of features for the mystical tailor, the handler, the marksman, and the treasure hunter. I think these guys are fairly straightforward, except for maybe the handler. They build a psychic bond with creatures, with animals, and so they're like a pet class. But as always, like we just had the miscellaneous career thing. Anytime you guys come up with a miscellaneous, hey, you know what I was just thinking, it's fine with us.
Absolutely.
Soda says, oh, those flower stickers are pretty cool. Words are hard. Words are hard.
And I think I want a few little leaves.
So let's talk about Mystical Tailor. like one of the first, the obvious ones to maybe try and get us rolling on this. One of the first obvious ones I think of with that guy, again, maybe this is a support class. Sunbaron, you're on. Hey, that's cool. We're working on a class that you helped sort of enrich before. But what do you think about something that's like I want to say invisibility cloak, but some sort of a cloth of invisibility that can either go towards clothing or a quick everybody get under this kind of thing. It has reflective properties essentially, where it just sort of blends into the surrounding.
I mean, considering what the plane is and the fact that most of the time you're trying to hide from shit anyway, that makes perfect sense to me.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about other things. That's a good point. Bullets.
I literally just put a dot of glue on my palette over there, and I'm dipping the flower, or the not the flower, the leaf in the glue. Because the glue will dry solid. There. Now we are shielded.
That's pretty. Sada says mystical Tyler. Holy smokes! You didn't know I was mystical? Sunburn says, "Hurrahs!"
I just realized I didn't do the shimmer shimmer in the inside. Doing that real quick.
So we don't have to worry about like. Sometimes I think about it, so I mention, oh, we could limit this way or whatever. Like this, maybe it's a charged thing. Yeah, you can build a cloth of invisibility, but you're probably not going to make it enclosed or something like that, because I think we would limit that to it gets charged. You know,
Yeah.
once it's used, you got to charge it again.
Oh, well, what if, like, I'm kind of stealing from something else that we already have, but what if the way you charge it is by wearing it? So it's kind of, after a few hours, it's absorbing the scenery around you.
Oh, I thought you were going to say kinetic energy, that you're sort of charging it up by moving and jostling it.
That's pretty cool, too.
But you wouldn't want to charge it with the scenery you're in, because maybe you're somewhere else when you want to use it, and then you look like you're back where you were before, right?
Yeah. Okay, I like your idea better then.
I'm going to call it your idea, though,
Okay.
because you said by wearing it, so.
Yes.
Um,
Okay. So now we're done. I realized I had a little bit of the red from the bricks down on the edge, so I clicked. Now we have a model that's stuck to the blue tack.
Suda says, take a hit and sew some stuff. Yeah. I mean, I think there's some things where we might actually have them sewing in battle. Maybe if we can come up with a good reason for it, something they can do really quickly. Rockfan says, I have had an idea of a bedroom invisibility good for scouts to camp. Bedroom of invisibility. Oh, I got you. Yeah. Like even better and probably much harder to get than. Yeah.
Oh, that one got me.
Hello, Lashigu.
Hi, there she go. See? Shielded.
More impressive than the quiet camp screen.
Okay. Now that I am done goofing off, I'm going to actually get back to Thane. But I wanted to paint something just to show. Doesn't have to be super complicated, doesn't have to take very long, and super cute, quick, easy. So now we're gonna get, ooh, that was loud. Now I'm gonna get back to work on Thane. I use the tool skin.
Yeah, I like it. Actually, I mean, I have this under miscellaneous, but maybe this is something specific for that mystical tailor to make. I think I just misunderstood what was intended here. Let me move this back up there.
I'm sorry, I'm reading what. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta catch up. I should have took. Oh well, I'll figure it out.
I'm waiting for him to finish because
I dig it. Well,
there's
I mean,
a lot of good stuff happening over there.
Yeah, you might skip something.
No, I'm trying to start from where you said good from scouts.
Good for scouts. Yeah.
Good for scouts.
Lemurian says, I like it. I also thought perhaps the gathered materials for fabrics could have varied properties, like if there were some flowers for the planes used, perhaps it hides the smell of the group. Oh, that's interesting. That can be another good, traveling ability. Um, Sawdust Dragon says, Taylor, hey, okay, that is the spelling. I told you verbs are hard today. Okay. I just thought you were doing like me. Sunbaron says, or if you sew in the skins of an animal, it becomes an attractant for hunting. Gotcha. Where's my chair?
Okay.
Yeah, I think Dawn thought I passed one off here.
No. I actually, it sounded like Sir barking in the distance, but it wasn't a good bark, so it's making me nervous. Because he's got an uptight tummy.
Ghosty says, perhaps it needs to touch its surroundings and gradually takes an area around it, kind of like a chameleon. That's not a bad, that's strengthening, I think, what you were trying to say.
Yes, you fixed what I was trying to do.
I like that, where it's almost like your surroundings become an ingredient to make this science really work. Oki Ninja says, like a quick stitch, maybe a device that has a set of patterns it can stitch. Oh, we're getting devices in there. I like that. Because things are hard to do. If you build a device to do a portion of this science magic for you, then you can get it done faster. Almost like making scrolls in other games.
Yeah, and I mean, like, my sewing machine is a perfect example of that. Is I can push in a number and it goes to this stitch with all of the information it needs for that stitch is saved in it.
Simiran says, or has in the notes from previous, I like the idea of being able to poison someone's mind with stitching.
That's what I went ooh about. I was waiting for you to get there. Oh, yes, I like that.
Yeah, that is groovy. And that was from you. That's why you like it.
Because she's brilliant.
Uh-huh. Yeah, what Sunbaron's referring to is the note from last time when we first introduced Mystical Tailor. Oh, and they can assassinate with thread as well. Just one slip of the needle in your sleep, and they can kill you by making your nightmares real. Sewing up some dreams right there. nightmare fuel makers. We should call them.
And to be fair, not to be fair, but to be, on the up and up here, I'm partial. I'm not. I'm partial to Sunbrand and to Sawdust Dragon. Unfortunately, they have bonus points because one is my brother and one is my best friend. So.
Someone says, I like the reflection in that. I think we're talking about the invisibility one there. Rockfan says, bedroll. Damn autocorrect. Also, the Mystic Tailors.
Yeah, my posture's.
Maybe I'm. Oh, a bedroll of invisibility. I see. I will fix it. Or I'll make it worse. There we go. I fixed it. Where's my spot? Rockfan says also the Mystic Tailor seems like an offshoot of Artificers. I could see that. But we will try not to make it seem that way.
I've never played one.
I haven't either. Thada says maybe a mystical tailor got a large stash of Kevlar from the ancient times and secreted it away. This tailor then makes flexible armor like no one else can. Hey, that's a good point. So what we've talked about before, mainly with subscribers, was that the Kern clan, for instance, is they're very good at making weapons, making defensive items, and one of the things we talked about that they've done is making flexible armors that are specific to certain things. Like there's not that many bullets, but you can get it to protect you from bullets, to protect you from railgun projectiles, arrows, things like that. So maybe the mystical tailor can not only learn how to do it as well as the Kern clan has on a production level, but also infuses it with other things.
Did you get extremely angry, Sunbrand? Sunbrand and I were talking the other day about the movie Old.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say anything really other than that. Basically, the more I thought about it after watching it, the angrier I got. And honestly, I personally say it's a horrible movie, but it wasn't. It was a very good movie that elicited very strong reaction from me. So, he did his job well. And that is the end of the conversation. Anyway.
Gussie says, sorry, my stream's super delayed. Don't even worry about it. We're hanging out. It's fine. Sunbjorn says, like a stitching gun, I will surgery your face. Genius. Sunbjorn says, I watched Old today during work, being super responsible. Rockfan says, are there plague doctor alchemists who make the drug?
Oh!
Hello, Gareth.
Hi, Gareth.
Got us both on that one. Are there plague doctor alchemists who make the drugs? I don't think so right now anyway, that would have been a career. We don't have, and I'll go through here and make sure I'm not lying. I don't think we have an adventuring class, which are essentially specialized careers. No, we do not. If you're talking about who make the drugs specifically from the Agdal berry, yeah, there's like, pharmacist, alchemist types that do that. Are you working on eyes or something? I don't know why you're giving me that dirty
I'm
look.
working on details over here, and you're shoving the desk.
But in either case,
I'm gonna kick your ass. You do that.
What are you doing here? One. In either case, that is give it this temporary name for now.
Golden, that is definitely an accurate statement about the Kern clan. Right.
Anyway, now I'll finally get that idea, words out of my mouth. So I'm going to add it to these adventuring classes as a possible adventuring class anyway, because I'm not sure we've, outside of maybe the witch, maybe the storyteller, we haven't really talked about anybody who's going to heal, for instance.
No, not really.
And that's a fairly obvious entering point, right?
For me, yeah. I play a lot of healers.
And I need them a lot, so. Lana says Kevlar would protect you from all the needle shooting plants out there too.
Solid.
Yeah. I saw it on the screen as I was trying to decipher what I was seeing. It came up. Samiran says, nope, loved it. I'm assuming that's about old.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. Hello.
Like I said, he did it well. That's why I'm so angry. If he did a shit job, I wouldn't be angry.
Ghosty says the Kern's language is war. Yep. That's what you were agreeing to earlier, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Historian class. We have... What am I thinking? Information broker. That information broker and storyteller. Those are probably the ones I'm thinking of. I will note that I can kind of see some of these guys might end up being like a class that kind of gets melded together or something.
Yeah. Called multi-classing.
Not, but okay.
It is in my world. Damn it.
All right. Do. Ghosty says, I love details. Rockman says, I wonder if there are religious fanatic groups that are the equivalent to clerics. There is a, I'm sure there's more than one, but there's one that'll end up playing a big role in certainly the stories to begin with. I'm in the gaming too. And that's I don't know what they're called now. I have to go look at the other notes, but they worship the berries because they see them as essentially they worship Kethar, the planet, and they see the berries as representing the power of Kethar. So most people that live on the plane, and for the most part, that's people that live on the plateau because they're farmers. There's people that live in, there's 6 cities around the plateau, and those people they're in walled cities. Everybody else would live in their land ships and then other architecture that they build the longer they're there. But this cult of the berry, I think that's what it is. It's the cult of the berry.
Cult of the berry sounds right.
What they do instead is they domesticate a reindeer, which is, it's like a reindeer, but at full adult height, they grow up to about 8 stories tall. Not much messes with them. So instead of having a house that they live in, they camp every night and sleep near the reindeer. They're kind of nuts. They're kind of like, the farmers will just say like, yeah, you can sleep next to my field, because they don't want to mess with them. They know if you say no, for instance, there might be a fight coming, and they have a reindeer. So That's how most of them. So yeah, they're kind of a nutty religious group.
Put it politely.
But we aren't actually just to put a note on there. We're not going to crowd forge those. Just to keep it simple, we're going to do all the religion in house and just kind of talk about the things that come up from that. But just so nobody gets upset. Now that being said, clerics have to be religious, but as a healing class, it doesn't have to be a religious healing class. It doesn't mean we won't have something like that, but things like the plague doctor kind of thing, or alchemist. I can't type tonight either, Rockfan, so don't feel bad. Sawdust says, do you have Tech Hunter as a class? No, but that makes some sense. Either it makes sense on its own or it makes sense as some feature of... Maybe that's better. So we have the Treasure Hunter. And my idea is that there may be some people who are trying to find the original tech. But I kind of wonder if it's not really a prevalent thing. I wonder if it'd be a feature of the Treasure Hunter. But in any case, Sawdust says, do you have a Tech Hunter as a class? A group of people would be needed to research possible locations, go out to dig sites, and be able to classify items found so that they can be sold to the appropriate group for the appropriate price. I think this sounds like a feature of Treasure Hunter, which is on our list tonight anyway. So.
I can definitely see the Kern clan hiring.
Oh man, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
A bunch of people to get this job.
So, yeah, not to push your idea around too much, but I think Tech Hunter, assuming it's old tech, specifically seems more like part of what a Treasure Hunter would do. Mainly because lots of people, I mean, at this point, we're talking about 3,000 years since the Cataclysm. I think a lot of people may not even believe the stories they've heard, so. But the right Treasure Hunter, finds something. They may be on a crusade at that point, right?
Yeah, and somebody like the Kern clan has got enough money to throw at, just in case it's real. We're not gonna not get it,
Right. Well, the Kern clan, for those of you that may not know, they are not on the plain. They are just off the plain on the northwestern edge of it in a group of hills called Far Eagle Hills that they have controlled in that area for about 800 years. It's the only place that we know of that the arrow blink is naturally lives and lays eggs. The arrow blink is an incredible creature that can travel vast distances. It has the ability to parrot messages based on a password between people. So it's a great information. When it takes us 20 years to travel from one side of the plane to the other, it's only going to take an arrow blink a couple of weeks because they not only fly very fast, they also use quantum entanglement to blink themselves ahead.
Yes. Super useful.
Ghosty says, I just thought about how useful this invisibility thing would be to the stalkers, right? I actually was thinking about stalkers too. Excuse me. Even if it is a limited thing, like you have only a certain amount of time where you pretty much can't be seen. Yeah, I can see a stalker getting some heavy use out of something like that.
Yeah.
Rockfan says, speaking of money, what about bounty hunters, or is that a career more than a class? So we have bounty hunters. I believe that was a career.
think so.
But I remember also thinking at the time it could easily be moved over to an adventuring class. May as well start calling them adventuring careers or something. Let me look at the notes on that because I wonder if I hadn't even. Bounty Hunter was like the first career that I took notes on. Yeah, I didn't make a note there, but they're part of the Web Guild. It does seem like Bounty Hunter Assassin would be a good addition to adventuring class. I'm gonna bring notes for that guy over here. Rock fan. Oh. Yeah, the interesting thing about bounty hunters, we've got bounty hunters and assassins and these notes kind of clumped, but they're really not the same thing. They're better described, I think, in the Web Guild. But bounty hunters are almost like lawmen without a specific jurisdiction, and you get kind of a. Some of them are taking advantage of their position and people along the way, and then other bounty hunters are really like making the world better, taking these bad guys out of play. But yeah, I think that's not a bad idea to maybe make that guy. Think about making bounty hunter a class. Gareth says one might say it's a quantum leap.
That's what I was giggling about.
Don't steal my leap. Don't steal our leap, Scott. Watch that on Sunny in Philadelphia the other day. Yeah, I don't think that's a bad call. And I'm going to leave it as Bounty Hunter Assassin here because I think they both can be thought about. Although Assassin maybe has some subs to it. Like, you have Stalker here. I don't really think of that guy. I think we maybe even have him noted as, yep, being involved in assassination. So I think Assassin, I'm going to take that off of there. That is already over here. Stalker. All right, so we have like a bunch of stuff on Mystical Tailor. Got one thing started as features for Treasure Hunter. That they would be basically what I take out of these notes is that we could have specializations in finding old tech.
Yeah.
Notice how I'm letting everybody know now. Maybe you can find old tech.
Doesn't mean you know how to work it.
Yeah, right. Thought it says Taekwon leap instead of quantum leap. Boot to the head. So we don't have any of the features on Marksman yet. If anybody thinks of anything clever. And we don't have anything for Handler. Handler, again, is the one that has a psychic bond with creatures.
One of the things that you and I had talked about with Marksman was messing with the called shot sort of idea. Or not idea, but the ability. So we were talking about it the other day, and I can't remember exactly what I was saying. Nope, I lost it.
I'm like, I don't even remember the conversation.
Well, I was talking about like playing with like really having a called shot, like I'm going to bounce my dagger off the backboard of the,
This sounds familiar.
like ricocheting a shot even to where, you stab him between the eyes, but you can't even see him because you're not in the room.
Like called trick shots.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, mechanic terms, I think it would help you do things like get around partial coverage, depending on the system we're using, of course. But yeah, that could be really cool. Remember the name of that? What was the movie with the sling?
Wanted.
They'd sling the bullets around in a curve. Garrett says, so we're working on guilds for the plane. Actually, what we're working on is features for the adventuring classes that we talked about before. Specifically, we're trying to focus on these. We don't have to, obviously. We're focusing on all but one of these was previously crowd-forged adventuring classes anyway, but Mystical Tailor, we've worked a whole bunch on that one. Handler, which is the adventuring class that does the psychic link with creatures, like a pet class. Marksman, we were just talking about, and the Treasure Hunter, which is sort of Cathar's very expert level Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Rockvan says, Old West and Marksman makes me think of those Old West movies with a rough lone cowboy wandering into town. Well, I can see that too. I think the difference would be those Old West, they're always jumping from town to town to town, and that's considerably harder.
Yeah.
Here because of
the space between
traveling from one town to the next is described in terms of time rather than miles, for instance. It's only 2 weeks away. Let's go to that town. But I see that too. I see that all over the farmers. I kind of see, the Josie Wells, Missouri farmer just out there roughing it, Lost my spot. There we go. So called trick shots. That's cool. We've talked previously when Ghosty came up with this idea, we talked about magical rifle rounds that can do extra damage. That's a pretty sweet feature right there too.
Yeah.
I like the trick shots you were just talking about. Of course, they're going to get pluses to hit, I'm sure. I mean, we're talking a lot about something we don't know what the system is yet, but features are fun. Thought says perhaps a ball bearing launcher that is constructed similar to a compound bow, except that the leaf spring mechanism could be made to make the launcher long instead of tall, making it more stealthy than a bow. That is constructed similar to a compound bow. I think maybe I do understand. Oop. I hit the mic.
Why you always gotta hit on Mike?
Mike deserves it, see?
Never did nothing. Nothing to you.
Yeah, I like that. Another thing I like about this kind of stuff is that it mixes with the other careers, the normal careers, because you got to have a craftsman who's able to make this sort of stuff, right?
Right.
Ghosty says Sawdust really just flexing his knowledge. You show off.
That comes with old age.
I wouldn't know.
Yes, you would.
Yeah, and to that point, making him more stealthy. That's another thing I see about this marksman. Oh, I just put that under. Oops, that is not. Oh, no, there it is. I was looking at the other notes. Um, kind of see him as multiple classes within the class potentially. Again, depending on the system, because maybe you can focus your character into a distance fighter, right? A sniper or stealthy guy like this or whatever. Or maybe it's all about speed and being close up.
I'm laughing.
More of the gunfighter type stuff. That it says 10 more years of experience to mess stuff up. Yeah. 10 more years to pretend like I know something now. Um, so we can certainly bounce around to any of these classes, but I just had a thought for a treasure hunter. Whoops.
You gonna say it out loud?
No.
When?
When you stop talking. Thinking that a really basic important thing for treasure hunters that they should be master map readers.
Yeah.
And maybe let me do a different line on that. They good at languages, so they might be your party's interpreter if you get places where they don't speak the same language as you. But additionally, maybe they're just good at kind of figuring out 3,000-year-old English or something. We're talking in English, and when we play and write, we'll use English, but they may be speaking new English, you know?
New York. Sorry. Doctor Who there.
Uh-huh.
Oh shit, I had a thought. And then I went to Doctor Who and I lost it. Damn it.
I'm going to go to this one real quick then.
Yep.
Ghosty says, what about some kind of acid dart arrow bullet that used by assassins that once it hits its target, the head of the arrow burst, dropping acid that not only destroys the projectile but destroys the area it hit. So there's very little way to identify or trace what killed someone.
Ice bullet.
I like that too. And Soda says, I like that, very useful for political assassins. And I'm immediately thinking maybe that should go on Stalker instead of, I don't know, it's a device. I'm going to put a note on both of them because I can see that being useful for Stalkers and for Marksmen. May just be one of them and maybe both of them. We'll add features to our Stalker as well. Stuff around. So I add that to both of them. I can especially see that it being a powerful thing for yeah, there we go. I can see that being a powerful thing for stalkers who are part of the web guild. Definitely into that spy/assassin stuff. Rockman says, speaking of maps, which class could learn to navigate by stars? Well, certainly treasure hunter. I'm just glancing over the other guys too to see if anything makes specific sense. Bounty hunters. I think bounty hunters too. That would make sense.
Yeah.
I didn't just take the note from up there. Doop. Yeah, I would say both of them would be my first thought for that sort of skill. For obvious reasons on both of them. A seafaring class. Get a pirate going. Sailor going. That history. Put a name there. I gotta go back and find it.
Yes.
Are you sure? It was. I found it. Okay. I meant to put the name there. There we go. I dig it.
Oh,
Oh, for the seafaring, or you have something else in mind?
no. Sunbrand says, what about an artist class? You know, it might be still generally considered the bard, but what if they were able to weave, spell weaving and painting? Like they can paint to change emotions in an enemy, or sculpt a weapon or ammo, paint horrible images that can leap from the paper and attack, like a creature not even native to the plane, possibly.
Oh. Okay.
So now I'm just thinking of that episode of Doctor Who where the little girl was drawing people and they would disappear from real life and go into her drawings.
Yeah.
I had a nightmare last night. Let me doodle that for you. Have fun. Roll initiative. Sawdust has a note about handler class.
That's groovy.
Back on a detail, so decided I want this strip up here to have kind of a gold inlay. Would not be an inlay. Wrong word, but making it gold.
I'm adding those notes about the sailors as well. Maybe the seafaring isn't a. It might be it's a base career. Doesn't mean it. Ideally, I mean, it depends on the system that we go with. We're hoping that careers enhance adventuring career. That's the hope. But it could be pie. That is pie in the sky at the moment until we decide on a game system to use.
Yeah.
Sada says another feature of handler class during lifelong training, handlers are injected with different critters, poisons at low doses for years to build up an immunity. This may not be extremely useful, but it would definitely help them to deal with more animals. Ah, sounds useful to me. You get caught without your pets or something like that, and you've got to face off against something that is not domesticated, then maybe that's gonna save your life.
Yeah. All right, the glue is coming out. Time to put his hands on.
We are past 9 o'clock. Just everybody knows, I believe. Well, I saw a tweet today, so Gareth will be streaming tonight. We will be raiding over to Gareth's raiding, painting stream rather. That is good stuff. So don't
Yes,
miss
it
it.
is. Always fun. I'm gonna go off screen, but I'm gonna spritz his hands. I like to either spritz over the trash can with that, or I will get a brush and just brush it on where I want it. This time I went for the spritz.
Aaron says, like, what if that's how the bedrooms are created? I'm lost on that one. I don't know what we're referring to.
The invisibility bedroll things,
The bedrolls?
maybe?
Gotcha.
I don't know, because I was concentrating on what I was doing to get his hands in place. I hate the smell of that stuff, but it works like a dream.
What says,
Welcome back.
dang, my duck is out of stock. And there it goes. Baron says, crap, now I'm thinking of that evil woman from Harry Potter using a wand to carve into Harry. The pin. The pin.
Yes.
But what
Umbridge.
what if our artist can carve into people too, marking them for death? I will put part of that as a note. Uh-huh. I had a feeling this would be a good crowd forging.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of easy to be inspired by it, because it's like, ooh, what do I want to be able to do?
Right. Yeah. That's how I think of it. We want to point out before I go on, we have Oki Ninja. If you're still hanging out, we are still doing, and I this is my fault. I still need to get the list together of anybody that we may not have an address yet for, but we're going to be, and we still need to finish up stickers. But we are still doing the packets for crowd forgers. So you jumped in here tonight, so you can still get in on that packet being sent to your house with a sticker, a postcard from the plane, and a campfire story. Ghosty says, venomous animal bites handler. You bitch, that does nothing but hurt. Yarp. Sawdust Dragon says, all of y'all are making great notes about the mechanics of play and the way the world works. I'm over here being stuck as the engineer that I am. There's nothing wrong with that. Especially since, I mean, our magic science stuff isn't what everybody's going to do, you know?
To be fair, though, you're a unicycle riding engineer.
Yeah, there you go. You're also doing it while riding a unicycle. Garrett says, back my comp was being weird. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, so we were saying, we're pretty sure that you are going to be streaming tonight, Gareth. Oki Ninja says, awesome, I'll look into it, my friend. Yeah, all you have to do is make sure in a private message on our Discord, if we have your address, we can send you a packet. losing it. You
lost it, sweetie.
Yeah, never had it. Never had it. And back to Rock fans' comment about not much talk on the water. That we talk so much about being on the plane, which is, there's water that you can find and drink, but it's a relatively dry, windy place. But we have earlier it actually became a town. I think once we talked about what if there was a town on some unknown lake, and I don't even remember what we were. Was it careers maybe? Like
I think so.
What jobs would people have in a town like that? And now it is Longshore. That's
where the newspaper comes
that's where
from.
the newspaper excerpt in our newsletter comes from. But there, Longshore is a very, very long town running from north to south on the edge of Mira's Tier, Cathar's Tier, something Tier. I don't have the notes in front of me. A big inland freshwater sea is what we would think of it as, but it's a huge lake. So we talked about equipment they use there and stuff like that. So every once in a while we hit some water stuff. Rockfan says, could the psychic link cause them to develop other mutations or traits from their pets? Oh, that's interesting. People often say pets and their owners start to look alike. I like that. You get those notes. Oh, that's that's fun.
Is this what you're talking about? I'm just sawdust. Or struggling because I wanted to say your name. This is actually a handle that Ty printed for me. So it's just got a bit of blue tack underneath on the top of the handle, and I just smashed my base on it. It's supposed to have another piece that goes on top of it, but I immediately broke it. And then I realized I don't need it, so I just started using just this. And it's quite useful. But it does have grooves that go down. And it's completely solid, so it's hefty. And I like the fact that it's...
The circle piece on top, the base.
Oh, the base itself. Okay, well, let me read it. That you're painting the base. I guess it's because of the pattern of the lines on it. When you turn it just right, my brain makes it look spherical.
Huh.
That's weird, man.
It's a filter. We're using a filter to do that.
Sorry.
Don't worry about your grammar. Mine is not going to be good in notes. We've got these little lines all over the place. Telling me, that's terrible, it's terrible, fix that. I don't care. Just notes. Although I'm sure that's one I mess up from time to time, is there and there. 2, I don't think I mess up too much. That's an easy one for a lot of people to mess up, but there probably gets me more often than I like to admit. Oh, I keep going too far. We're getting so close. Oh, there you are. So Gareth says you're going for water or ice on the base. Either way, it's looking great.
I was going for water, considering he's called the Drowned. But I wanted to look kind of toxic waterish. Like, not toxic, ghosty. Haunted.
Gareth, you are still streaming tonight, we're assuming?
He did mention in a tweet earlier he was.
Yeah, I just wanted that since
Say it.
he was being attacked by his PC.
Oh, I'm looking for this.
Did you find it?
No.
Gareth says ethereal water. Ghosty says, ghosty, you say? Zelda says, most handlers aren't good with other people due to their psychic link with their animals because animal emotions are raw and honest, and most folks don't like being talked to like that.
Very true.
Yeah, the animals are just like right there, forward, straight up. And people are, we hold things back. I like that.
Now the fun part.
I dig it.
I don't want this brush for this. I need my other brush.
Gareth is going to be streaming, going to be working on my commandos tonight. Not mine. Not. That's what Gareth said. Although he can send them to me. It's cool.
If you joined his Patreon, I'm sure he would.
Yeah. Gareth has a Patreon too, guys.
Basically, I'm keep putting him on his base because the water is all glowy. So what I'm doing, looking at where the glow from the water would come up and hit him, so that I can do a glow effect. And I'm just using that same blue, which is Phantom Blue, Phantom Glow.
Linking here shortly for everybody. Oh my. It's like I'm on a mission to see how poorly I can speak.
Oh, Ty, you gotta read what ghost you put. And you gotta read it in a I'm talking to my puppy dog voice.
Uh-oh. Oh. Yeah, Ghosty says, handler. Oh, who's a good adventurer? Who's a good adventurer? Yes, you are. Adventurer. Dude, what are you doing? That seems totally like what I would do. Actually, if I played that class. Stop. Everybody be like, stop talking. I'm going to attack this guy if you don't stop talking to me this way. Yeah, I know you want to get me. You want to get me bad, don't you? um. Gareth needs to update the Patreon. Yep, I got you. Yeah, I hope you guys like the new format. I know I said that earlier. I'm not sure Gareth was on. Gareth, in the next couple of days, we have 2 more pieces of content coming, and it'll be in a similar format to the new format that we gave you the newsletter in. Oh, I did not hit enter on YouTube. Sorry. Sorry, Rockman. There we go. Shared that with. Forgetting how to talk to people, though. I dig that. That's fun. Getting wrapped up in something else real quick. Sorry.
How dare you, good sir?
Dare you lose focus? You just met me?
Yeah.
Focus is hard. All right, let me look over what we've got, because we've got about 8 minutes before Gareth is going to be starting. Let's review. All right, so Mystical Tailor. Boy, we slammed. So I think everybody's excited about the Mystical Tailor.
Wait, you have to read what Gareth said first.
Gareth said, similar to the new format, which is better than the old format, which is why we switched to the new format from the old format.
Okay, you can go on now.
If you need an explanation of that format, we can put it in a new format for you. But if you need it in the old format, we might be able to do that if we have some of the documents laying around. But it will have to eventually be converted to the new format.
Very much similar to the Get Good.
What's funny, what it makes me think of is, I don't remember the number on the document, but my head went to Office Space. We're going to need you to fill it out on this format, on this new document. Yeah.
Thank you for the bits.
An anonymous cheer. Thank you. 300 bits. Boom.
Oh, that was a good one.
That was an explosion. Thank you so much.
I was confused by the anonymous cheerer because I'm not used to seeing that.
Well, that's their name.
Oh, shit. We forgot Ty's hard to say word. That's true, guys. Hurry up. We're almost out of time. Make things impossible for him to say.
Oh, that's fun. Okay, I'm going to go over this now. I think everybody is, at the moment, everybody is just as excited about Mystical Tailor as I am about the Stormkeeper. So we talked about feature where they can make a cloth of invisibility. We've talked about different ways of charging that and how it can be used even by other classes. Like Ghosty brought up, maybe this is the sort of thing that the Stalker would like to use, because they can enter a place a little less with less difficulty if people can't see them, right?
Right.
It says, "Oh, how about a get good spiel?" I had to slow down on spiel. So cloth of invisibility. We also talked about maybe that's in like a bedroll form or something, because that'd be good for scouts.
This is Dr. Peter J. Crypt, and I have a warning for you. Someone has altered the stream.
Sunburen. And what from the list are you looking to fill?
So, yeah.
It would be an add-on to something, right?
Yes, because last night Sawdust picked the turtle. The Druid turtle is what I'll be painting next week.
So you can affect like color kind of stuff?
Anything. You just can't change the fact that I'm painting that.
Like affect the base?
Mm-hmm. In fact, yeah, anything. I mean, Goldie spent points one time to make sure it had a red beard. That was it.
Oh, I missed the word. Oh, crap.
Oh, wow. Say the word.
I don't know that I've got it right. Almost. This is. It looks like Utgardaloki. Utgardaloki. That's what it looks like to me. Utgardaloki. So this is, all I have to say is try to spell stuff. It becomes a guess as to what I'm trying to say. That's all I could think of. Soda says, if that list, I'm gonna sit by you. So, Ghosty says it was worth the points. Gareth says, get good tie. Let's done get good format. That's done gotten different from the old format. I think that one was pretty good. Okay. We're still on Mystical Tailor. Let's see. The bedroll of invisibility, good for scouts. We talked about perhaps gathered materials for fabrics could have varied properties. Some flowers from the plains used, perhaps it hides the smell of the group. That's great. And we know that we're probably going to use, I don't know if it would be this adventuring class or if it would actually be more like the regular career for sewing or something. Somebody that's really good, maybe. But we're definitely going to use like the plains flower. That's probably a good one for this, actually. Plains flower, which would boost, if that's sewn into your clothing, it would boost your, you'd have some maybe immunity or mitigation to fire damage. Submarine, like maybe you can use it for hunting by using skins in your sewing to attract creatures. We got a quick stitch, and maybe it has a set. I keep trying to scroll on the wrong window. Has a set of patterns it can stitch out. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Kevlar secreted away. Yeah, maybe they make even better. Excuse me. Armor weaves. Like they basically go even a level up higher than what the Kern clan is able to do. Although some of them would obviously be from that area.
Yeah.
Ghosty says that was fun. That was pretty close. Gareth says, see you guys soon. Yep, we'll be over there soon on your stream, Gareth. All right, so then we talked about the handler. We got some features for lifelong handlers being infected with different critter poisons, and they kind of build up an immunity for those things. So that's going to help them when they are dealing with wild versions of those creatures or similar poisons from other people. Maybe people are putting those poisons on weaponry or something that's going to help them with that sort of thing. Handlers aren't good with people. Yeah, I can see that. Like maybe this is a negative that gets added to some social roles or something. And then we also have Rockfan talk about how maybe they develop other mutations or traits from their pets.
Which I love that.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. And you start
so
looking like them,
appropriate.
maybe like your favorite pet. You start look just like that Raindar.
Nobody's getting a Raindar as a pet.
No, we'll see. Maybe a group gets some. So, marksman, we've got called trick shots, like you brought that up. A ball bearing launcher for a weapon that's maybe longer than it is tall to keep it more stealthy, keep it a lower profile.
Yeah.
And Ghosty brought up acid darts, arrows, bullets. Excuse me. That the projectile and whatever it hits, they're both destroyed, so it becomes hard to tie that back to someone. Sawdust, thank you for the 25 bits. We're mixing them up too.
Mixed them up tonight.
I love the mix. So that note was actually also added to our Stalker, which is an assassin's class. Can be an assassin's class. And in Treasure Hunter, we have added some notes for maybe you get a specialty where, aside from finding treasure, you're really good at figuring out where old tech is, finding the signs in the landscape of where to dig and find that, maybe, right? That they're very good at map reading, at languages, and navigating by the stars. And then we've got some other very, of course, we mentioned we added the possible destroying itself and whatever it touches bullet to the Stalker. We also got some new potential adventuring class out of this. Sort of a plague doctor / alchemist type class, a historian class. Bounty Hunter is being brought over as a possible adventuring class rather than just a standard career. And the Navigating by the Stars was added to them as well. Possible Seafaring class. That could be a career, it could be a class. Either way, it sounds like something that could help players.
Yeah.
And then a possible Artists class. They would actually use art to affect enemies and friends, and as Sunmirror mentioned, maybe it's like a bardic type thing.
Cleaning my brushes. Sorry, guys.
You're fine.
Well, I was doing that right beneath my mic, and I realized I was just kind of scraping my brushes against the bottom to kind of get them cleaned off. Because I realized I need a brush that is completely dirty. I haven't cleaned any of my brushes. I've just been slamming over to the side.
So it was quite a haul.
Yes.
It's a big night for crowd forging. So for anybody that helped with crowd forging, even if I didn't call you out by name, if you were involved in crowd forging tonight, you can simply contact us with a direct message on Discord and give us your mailing address, and we will send you a packet with, once we finally get them, stickers, a postcard from the plane, and a campfire story from the plane as a thank you for helping with crowd forging.
Yeah, we kind of got slammed this month because we need to rearrange
Last month by other things.
our household, and our son is going to be here very soon, and we have to rearrange the household. So things are moving. They're moving slowly. They are moving.
Submarine says dirty brush water poison skill. I can see that. Just, hey, ranger type, just dip your arrows in my paint. Water.
All right, Charlie, stop drinking paint.
Anything else you wanted to bring up, Dawn? I think it's time for us to go visit Gareth.
You gotta switch
Oh, I'm sorry.
buttons.
So Sutta says, as Ty reads about the artist class who can paint reality, Dawn. Sorry about the noises of cleaning my brush, Ty. Oh no, you're fine, no problem.
So, realistically speaking, look at the glow effect. Oh, wait, it's hard to point. I love how the glow effect turned out on his foot over here. Realistically speaking, the only thing I want to do left is these swords that are hitting him in the back. I want to add corrosion to, which is a technical. Take a second time to find it. Okay, you can switch back over. Actually, I can do it right here. Okay.
There you go. Hide your face.
So it's this. I want to corrode those swords that are on his back. And then he's going to be done.
Sutta says, love it. Ghosty says, looks awesome, Dawn.
Basically, okay, now switch back over to this one because I want to show the inside of
To
this
main?
one. So it looks like this, but if you kind of look right around in this area, you can see it's hard to tell. You can see it in person pretty well. It's almost gritty. It's almost like it's got a little bit of sand mixed in it. And it looks like corroded metal really, really quickly. So it's pretty awesome. Okay. Shite.
That was Sunburn.
Oh, damn it, Sunburn.
Scary duck.
Now you owe me fries. No, don't go get me fries. I'm kidding. I'm not actually hungry.
All right. Well, if we're ready, I'm going to go ahead and start the raid.
Yes, let's go raid.
For those of you on Twitch, we are going to be raiding over to Gareth to see what he is working on next. Thank you guys for hanging out tonight. Thanks for making a great crowd forging night. That was it, right,
was
Dawn?
fun. Yes.
Yeah.
And I will post pictures in Discord when I am done.
All right.
That'll be a few more minutes.
Rockman says he came out great.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. We are going to buzz over there now. We will see you next Tuesday, right?
Yep.
Next Tuesday.
Where I will be painting a turtle druid.
An anonymous cheer gave us 21 bits. Thank you
Thank
again,
you.
anonymous cheer.
I like watching them fall in when they're like that. It's so cute.
This on one. Dig it. Sun Baron,
Oh,
thank
big
you for the
bomb.
400 bits. This is going to be huge. There goes.
Boom. That's fun. I love the bombs. They're so much fun. Thank
Pretty
you guys for the
sweet.
bits. I appreciate it.
All right.
All right,
Well,
let's raid Gareth.
Here we go. We will see you guys next time. Bye, Sawdust.